Hello, craft gin lovers. Once again, I'm your gin guy, and we're talking about the gospel of gin and martinis. And yes, I know originally I said I would only stick with the major brands, but I was looking at the history of Negronis, and this was the time where we hit the changeover in my career, and we talked Castle and Key. I figured, I made it for years. I still need to preach a little bit of the gospel of this fine quality product. An amazing take on the traditional London Dry, and it does historically pair really well in a martini. So let's just stick with the theme and talk Castle and Key. So once again, martini, we're doing the 3-to-1 ratio, which is typically what you find out and about. So a moist, certainly not a dry cocktail, of more of a moist, meaning there is some vermouth in there, but not the way I typically like it, which is 2-to-1. I like a little more vermouth, but this is still quite nice. So what we're looking at is it balanced? And if it's out of balance, what in the gin's not playing around with people? Rating 1 to 5, and would I order it when I'm out and about? Now, not all states have this yet. A good majority of the country, but not everyone. So take this one with a grain of salt. But it's just the way it was on last timeline. So let's just stick with it on this timeline. Smells like a martini. Smells really good. Tastes really good too. If anyone noticed when I do, and it's to get air mixing around with the alcohol, opens up the palate, kind of like when you're sipping bourbon or tequila, you kind of want to get it air circulated in. As much sensory is up here as in there, you just get that whole feeling. So I want to get the whole mouth feeling. But on first taste, once again, first taste, I know I'm gonna like it. I made it. I've always thought it was paired really well in cocktails. What I like about this is the ginger in here really pops and helps with like a cocktail where there's not much place to hide. If you've had a bad gin, you're gonna know it in a martini because gin is the driver. It's not like when we were, once again, revisiting a Negroni where it's a part of a triad. Vermouth's there, and if you have a great gin, it plays well with a vermouth, but if you don't have a great gin, it just stands out like a bad. Oh, it doesn't take long to figure it out. So in for the second sip. Yep. Round, good floral notes, good citrus notes, well balanced, nothing really sticking out. So on second sip, reflection, sit back and let it, everything's definitely in balance. There's nothing out. Vermouth is there. I think botanicals between the two of them play really well together. So balance is a check. Rating 4. Once again, nothing. And I hate that as a 5. Nothing could be a 5 because nothing is a 5 because nothing's perfect. It's kind of as everyone, I'm not sure when this is coming out, but switch over the year, everyone does evaluations. I just don't rate anyone a 5. Well, then why is there a 5? But I see their logic because I couldn't really rate a cocktail a 5 because it's just hard to make perfection. This would be definitely in the 4 range. One more sip and then I'll. Yep, definitely a 4. It's between the citrus and the ginger really pop on this. And it plays real well with the lemon and the slight orange bitters. Yeah, 1 to 5, it's a 4, balanced. And of course the question people who know I usually order this when I am out and about. Come on. You make something for years, take pride in it, and know it's a quality product. Why wouldn't you? I'm not saying lately, since the changeover, have I been exploring other brands, because, I just kind of felt that loyalty when I was out. I felt like if anyone knew who I was and saw I ordered a different gin, they'd be like, what are you doing? Now it's not the same, and I do want to explore, and the other reason why I love this channel, so I can explore, because once again, there are parts of the country I can't get this. What do I want when I'm out? In this part of the country, yes, that would be, yeah, it's definitely, it's not a 5, but it's definitely a 4. So if you like people waxing poetic over gin and how botanicals play well with vermouth, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I will be back in a couple weeks. This one, once again, was a no-brainer. When I'm ordering a martini, definitely in the bluegrass, clear majority of the time, I'm reaching for my Gaston Key roots. But that's here. I would definitely highly recommend it. Still, it's just a great quality product. Makes a wonderful martini. And we will see you in a couple weeks. We're going to stick with the same timeline and continue to explore in the same order I did for Negronis, hence the reason this popped up. We'll see you in a few weeks. Enjoy your gin and your cocktails responsibly. Be careful in the weather out there. Take care.